Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SHW F1 podcast. Season finale 2025, our final episode of the year.
It's like we're going to take a break, but then it comes right back. We don't have very much time off.
I have plenty of time off for whatever I want to take. I'm a grown man. I can do what I want.
It's going to be spring real soon.
I am Tom Delicati here with John White and Brady King. We are your underinformed American buddies talking about F1, yada, yada, yada. It is our season recap episode, and obviously we spent time talking about Abu Dhabi. Lando Norris, your new World Drivers' Champion. McLaren, second year in a row Constructors' Champion. But the people don't care about that. They care about our picks. They want to know who's champion among SHW. We got to review what we did when we picked stuff back in February or March, whenever the hell we did it. Before we do that, though.
Well, don't forget about our most recent champion for top 5, bottom 5.
Oh, yes. We did crown an SHW top 5, bottom 5 champion, and that would be John White.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We should also mention...
Holy crap. I just realized that we went an entire week and into an entire episode gap from the Abu Dhabi review without even considering a rookie duty award for the final race. That is terrible. That is on me. I take full responsibility for that. So to make up for it, we have our 2025 season dude award that we have to give over the course of the entire season tonight. So strap in and you will be enthralled by our rookie duty dude of the year.
Hey, on our top 5, bottom 5, we should ask anybody listening, if you guys played, because early in the season, we did ask everybody else to make your own picks, play along, send them in, right? Let us know what your point total was and see if they beat John, and dunk on him if you want, because he deserves it.
And then John can send you his Red Bull apparel that we have to buy him because you beat him.
That's right.
Okay, well, let's just do it now. Let's just do our championship review right now. Let's just do it. So we, at the beginning of the year, these are more of our bets than they are predictions.
Parlays.
So we had team over-unders. So we had to, we were given essentially a DraftKings list of who's going to score what team-wise. And do you take the over, do you take the under of what the point total will be for that team? So we picked all 10 teams. In second place, getting 4 out of 10 correct.
Wow.
Starting off on fire.
40%. Way to go.
That's second place?
That is second place.
I hope third place is at least
the correct picks that second place got was that Red Bull would score under 575.
Okay.
Aston would score under 90, which Aston scored 89. Ooh. Talk about real close. Williams scored over 80 and RB scored over 40. So those were the 4 that this person got correct.
This sounds like my picks.
It does sound like a Brady pick.
Yeah.
It was Dr. King.
Oh, that is so disappointing. 4?
Congratulations on your second place finish, Dr. King.
All right. Well,
at least you didn't finish in third, which is where I think
second than second.
I might be coming up.
And in first place. Getting 6 out of 10 correct.
Ooh,
a solid D.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 for 2. It's John White.
Oh my goodness!
What?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I came in third with 3 out of 10 correct.
Oh Lord! What were your 3?
So after a clean sweep last year of all of our championships, I came in third place here.
Oh man!
My 3 correct ones were McLaren over 710, Red Bull under 575, and Williams over 80. Everyone else I got wrong. Everyone else.
Wow.
Now I will, in our defense, most of us had the under on RB under 40, Haas under 40, and Steak Sauber under 15.
Yeah.
That was what we took at the beginning of the season.
Way off.
Yeah. And
Thanks, You really
we were
screwed me
split.
here.
We were split on the Alpines, but Brady and I both thought Alpine would score more than 50 points this year.
Let's not
A
talk
surprising disappointment.
about them. Yeah. Let's.
The hate for the Frenchies came in my favor this year.
Oh, you did wonderful in that regard.
Yep.
So, congrats on the constructors,
Thank you,
John.
sir.
You hold trophy number 2. We also bet on drivers, and these were their finishing positions. So not their total points. This was their finishing position. So we had a DraftKings over under, for example. The DraftKings over under on Alex Albon was 9.5. So if you picked under, you would say he would finish 10th or lower. And if you picked the over, you would say he finished 9th or higher. Does that make sense? Good.
That's still confusing to me.
Yeah.
You'll get used to it. So, in second place, let's do it this way again. Getting 4 out of 10 correct.
It's consistent.
It is consistent for
This is
another
gonna be-
silver medal for Dr. Brady
Oh
King.
my God. This is going to be studied for years. The level of consistency is amazing. Not good.
40% of the time, it works
Yeah.
every time.
I didn't say the consistency was good. It's just consistent.
You got your W's on Hamilton,
Okay.
Lawson.
Okay.
Lawson started the season. Now remember, he started the season at Red Bull
Mm-hmm.
at the big boy team. So his DraftKings line was 7.5. And he
Okay.
did not crack the top 10 this year.
Mm-mm.
So you won on Hamilton, Lawson, Stroll, and you took the under
Yep.
on Jack Doohan at 19.5. You said
Yeah.
he will finish 20th or lower, and I'll be darned, he finished 21st.
Nailed it.
Fantastic. You should have pushed all your chips in on that
should've,
one.
yep.
That would have been a good bet. All right. Dr. King finishes in second. In first place.
6? Is it 6? Please let it be 6.
It's 5.
Oh, no.
5
Oh,
out
my
of 10
goodness.
took first place in these drivers
Mm-mm.
in the drivers championship. It brings me
So
great joy
suspenseful.
to announce
Yeah.
that first place,
Mm-hmm.
clean sweep, grand slam, John
Wow.
White for the full season.
Unbelievable.
The full season. All 3 trophies will now reside in the White household for the next
Man,
12 months.
Amazing.
least
got-
likely to succeed and somehow just stumbled on it, and I'll take it.
What do they say? Even a blind squirrel finds a nut from time
Yeah.
to time?
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Twice a day. There you go. Hamilton, Piastri, Alonso, Sainz, and Stroll were your winning picks,
Nice.
Well done.
which means I came in third with 3 out of 10.
Which
terrible.
just goes to show you at
I'm so
3,
terrible.
4, and 5, none of us really had any clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I bet on the top 3. I bet on the highest 3 ranked. I bet on Norris, Verstappen, Leclerc. I thought I was going to get that right. And if I got that right, then that was going to unlock my entire... I put a lot of weight on that one.
Yeah.
I did not see Ferrari falling off the face of a cliff.
It's funny because, like, now you look back on it, it seems so obvious for some of these standings. But at the beginning of the year, I mean, like, take Alpine, for example, right? We said there's just no way they can be that bad.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they're terrible.
Mhm.
So it's so hard to make these picks.
Well, and how much
especially-
hate did we give Williams? And
Yeah.
what a
Yeah.
freaking standout year they've had.
Or Sauber with Hulk winning a ton of points by just putting it on podium one time. So, I mean, that's all
And
it takes.
Haas. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there was a lot of what I would call bottom feeders in the 24 season that stepped up and did a
Yeah.
really good job this season.
Yeah. I mean, we had 9 teams finish with 70 points or more.
Yep.
That's good.
It's wild. But next year, everything's different.
Right.
You know, we're going into next season with a brand new set of regulations. Everyone will have a brand new car. So picking these next year will be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
We have another team, too. We have more spots to pick.
Ooh, spicy.
Right.
Okay, so maybe before we look at next year, maybe we should look back at this year a little bit more. So in retrospect, you've just mentioned a few in this quick, few seconds of conversation. John, would you care to expand upon how a team or driver situation has surprised you for the good or the bad for this past season?
I'll go with the good to start off. And I'm kind of cheating on this because I'm going to do a team and a driver, but they are essentially one and the same, and that's Carlos Sainz at Williams. 137 points this season at Williams. Finished fifth in the constructors. Carlos did a bang up job for being at Williams. We all
and for a
here.
terrible first half of the year.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
He looked lost
at the beginning of the year. I was worried that this was going to be another Williams from a few years ago, right? Just totally bottom, total write off for the entire season, and yet here we are at the end of the season, nothing like that.
Yeah, and we saw it from both of them. So a lot of times you would sit here and just say, well, Carlos came over and he really carried the team, and that's why they did well. But Albon finished with 73 points and Carlos finished with 64, right next to each other, 8th and 9th. Great season for both drivers. I don't necessarily know that they were consistent, like Brady has been in the past couple of trophies that we've given out. But they've had some big wins from a point perspective. Podium, we've seen fantastic things out of them. I thought that they were going to be dull this season and everyone was going to laugh at Carlos going to Williams. And now everybody's just laughing at Hamilton going to Ferrari and praising Carlos for going to Williams. And I really hope, he had said whenever he was going to Williams, I want to bring Williams, I want to put them back on the map. I want to get them to be a relevant team. And what a fantastic legacy that could be if this is just the start of Williams becoming competitive again.
If my math is correct, then Williams had combined with Sainz and Albon 7 top 5 finishes this year. Never 2 in the same weekend, but that means 7 out of 24 races, they had somebody in the top 5.
It's big.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really big.
Yeah. Something to build on. I mean, again, for a bottom feeding team for so many years, I mean, they just looked completely lost. They did not look that way the last half of the season.
7 top 5s, and 2 of those were podiums.
Excellent.
That's, heartwarming story of the 2025 season has been the re-rise of Williams. I completely agree with you. Brady, what do you have in terms of anything you wanted to talk about in retrospect from this year?
All right. So the disappointing one's got to be Hamilton. I mean, we do this to ourselves. They're Ferrari. As F1 fans, there's a lot of F1 fans that are, maybe they're like the old, Tom will know this, the Lions fans, right? You'll see some new Lions fan who will just be like, I'm so excited for him this year. And you just go, hey, you just wait. You just wait. You'll see. And I know a lot of people are saying that to me, just trying to root for Ferrari. And lo and behold, we see it. They can't do anything seemingly correct. It's been kind of a poor effort all around. And it ends with Hamilton essentially just doing interviews where he's like, I just want to get out of here. I just want to go home. I wanted to start over. And that's disappointing. I mean, the problem is everybody's hopeful because Hamilton's going to Ferrari. I mean, what a great pairing. And even now, as I say this, I'm hopeful that next year with new regulations, it'll happen again. But are we going to be here next year saying the same thing? I don't know. We'll find out. But
I really hope not. I
mean, hope not.
I do think that if history is any indication, then Ferrari will do a great job of building up your hopes and then shattering every one of them.
Yep.
That is exactly right.
And then for my surprising one, although it's not like he lit it on fire and was way up in the standings, but I'm going to go to Bortoleto. This year, he came in 19th. He scored 19 points, but he was in arguably a horrible car, a car that at the beginning of the year we said should score no points. They're on a team that we're changing from Stake to Audi, so they have no reason to try and compete. And he's a rookie. And in a class of 6 rookies, he's probably maybe the lowest ranked rookie in a car that's not very good. And yet every single week he seemed to come to compete, put it in a bunch of good places and didn't seem to really back down. I don't know. I'm kind of impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does now going forward. He might be my favorite of the rookies this year. Like, not favorite necessarily of how he did, but like the guy that I want to root for next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely won people over from a charisma standpoint, like, and just how he drives. I think he's a good kid.
Yeah,
he's a dude.
Yeah, I'm old enough now that I can say that he's a good kid.
He's a good kid. I have quite a few on my list. Most of these are just honorable mentions, but super disappointed in the entirety of the season for Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah.
I was very, very let down by. I think he would have done very well had he have stayed in the RB car in the Racing Bulls.
I think so too.
I think he would have done better than what his season wound up being. And I can say that because after 2 races, Liam Lawson, he replaced Liam Lawson. And Liam went on to score 38 points this season, and Yuki only had 33.
Yeah.
And I know that could be, you could make the argument of like, that's Liam, that speaks more to Liam's ability, but I think it speaks more to the car.
I think it does too, because it's one of the only true fair assessments that you can take for 2 drivers on the grid because they switched cars during the season. So they each had an opportunity in each of the automobiles to perform, and one outperformed the other, given the same number of opportunities.
If Yuki had been, like this was his rookie year or maybe his second year or whatever, then maybe we could argue that we don't really know, like the data is not there. But he's been around for so long that we know he's better than that. We know he's a better driver than what he's showing.
It's bad when you tie Lance Stroll.
Yeah,
exactly.
Between Monaco and Hungary, he scored no points, but I'm going to read you his finishing position in every one of these. 17th, 13th, 12th, 16th, 15th, 13th, 17th. That is dreadful.
Yeah.
Checo was bad, but he was never that bad.
Yeah.
Checo was bad, but we were giving him a hard time for being in the top 10. And
Checo could race on Sunday. Yeah. Yes. Checo could race on Sunday. That was the big difference.
Maybe that's my biggest disappointment is I gave Checo too much of a hard time last season and would die to have him back now.
You didn't know what you had until it's gone.
No lie, man.
I'm going to keep going. My other big disappointment this year was more of just a surprise disappointment, was that I was expecting more out of Esteban Ocon going to Haas. I really thought that he was going to show more leadership. He was going to do more on track. I felt like the story out of Haas all season long has been Oliver Behrman. Yeah. We really haven't talked about Esteban Ocon at all. And that was surprising to me that such a, at least among the people that matter, Esteban is a well-regarded veteran of the sport. I was just expecting more.
The drive to survive for this season, I know that there's a storyline that they somewhat manufacture, but I'd be very interested on the episodes that they follow Haas to see what that dynamic is like. Because to your point, it was almost like Ocon was non-existent. And I'm kind of wondering what was happening behind the scenes at Haas. What was the directive? Who was getting the attention? Why were things like that? Because it is a perfect opportunity for Ocon to step up and take a leadership role, and it doesn't seem like he did that.
Yeah. Obviously, you already touched on Williams. I'm a big fan of how they put their season together. I thought that was awesome. Another disappointing year for Aston Martin. I really hope they can figure some stuff out next year with their new team being assembled. Not any new drivers, but new support staff.
Do you definitely think Fernando goes back next year?
Yeah. I think he drives next year. I don't know about 2027, but I think Fernando drives next year.
He'll race until, forever.
Perhaps.
Just keep coming back.
Super surprised in the entire team at Sauber. Thought that was an incredible year. Nobody saw that coming. And I mean, honestly, they started the year as dog crap anyways, but they really found something somehow, somewhere. But I'm going to give my biggest surprise to Isaac Hadjar. really just kind of an unknown coming into this year. Like I know people had talked about him in the junior Formula Series. We all kind of were like, "Wow, that's kind of a stretch to bring him up to a Formula One seat." At the end of last year when they announced it, but nothing but good things to say about this kid. Like,
Well,
I'm
and even
super
overcoming
impressed.
Australia, like how we sat here for 5 minutes talking about how he crashed out on the opening lap of Australia, and we're like, dude, what a terrible start for a rookie. Like, how do you overcome that? And
Yep.
like a goldfish, he was back the next race and didn't remember it and kept moving on.
It was an incredible season. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Mike.
if you graph like the lows and the highs, and like over time, you start at literally the lowest low. You crash before the race even starts,
Mhm.
and the very first F1 race, and yet when you finish, you're going to the top team at Red Bull. Like,
And you got a podium
and you got a podium. Yeah, I
in
mean,
your rookie season.
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
pretty
hard
legit.
it's really hard not to say that Isaac's also like. There's so many rookies this year that I want to root for next year. I mean, and the good thing is, there's nothing stopping me from spreading that love around. But Bort's
Two
been
things
great.
can be true at the same
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Well, that's
Bort's been
what's
great.
crazy about
Hadra's
this.
been great. Ollie's been great.
There's more guys that I root for than guys that I don't. I think a
Absolutely.
better thing for me to say is like, who am I not rooting for this weekend? And it's a handful of people, and like the other 15, I'm like, go get them.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It
It's
really makes
hard
me
to hate anybody out there right now.
Yeah, it really makes me enjoy this sport. There are no true villains. There are people where it's just like, I don't really see eye to eye with them. But you know what? I don't have to go have lunch with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just watch them on TV 24
I
times
don't
a
know.
year.
I think Lance Stroll's kind of a villain.
I don't think he has enough brains to be a villain.
He might not have enough brains to meet me for lunch. Like, hey, we're meeting for lunch at 1, and then he's just.
He does seem like he is always lost. You see him in an interviews or walking around or like the team dinner pictures, and it's like his mom got him dressed and told him he had to be somewhere at 6, and he just showed up and he's like, "What am I supposed to do now?"
In his racing gloves to his suit.
So that was always the complaint, right? I mean, he had a ton of charisma and great personality, but they always talked about when he was in the league that Eli Manning just had dumb face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lance Stroll has dumb face.
He is dumb face.
I think he's dumb face. I think he is the definition of dumb face.
Yep.
Poor guy. But I mean, I'd love to be in his position.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Would you trade portfolios with Lance Stroll? Yes, I would.
Yes, tomorrow. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. So looking forward to next year, we've got the new team on the grid in Cadillac. Mm-hmm. There are a bunch of regulation changes, one of which that they mentioned a couple times on the broadcast was this was the last race, at least for now, in Abu Dhabi, where we would see the use of the drag reduction system. So the entire ground effects era is coming to an end, and there will be no more DRS next year. Pick your poison. What are your thoughts?
Can I do some trivia on this?
Holy crap.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to read some numbers here. And these are, I'll just say these are numbers for a particular year. I'll read off, and then you can guess what that number represents. So I'm going to start in the year 99, and I'm just going to work forward. So in 99, 19, 2000, 21, 2001, 17, then 17, then 22, then 20, then 12, then 20, then 22, then 20, then 17. Then in 2011, we have 65, 61, 54, 45, 33, 52, 25, 35, 45, 36. So a lot bigger. So basically, there's an inflection point at 2020 or 2011. What am I describing?
I got really confused.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot of numbers, but say those second round of numbers again.
All right. So basically, between 99 and 2011, we're averaging roughly 20, we'll say, just below 20. And between 2011 and 24, we're averaging, say, 45. And
I would say
this is
time between first place and...
I look where your head's at, but no.
Okay.
Tom?
I was going to say like mechanical DNFs, but never mind.
This is overtakes per race.
Oh.
So without DRS, we average somewhere around 19 overtakes per race. With DRS, we average somewhere around 40.
Okay.
And now we are going to without DRS. So is that going to make better racing or worse racing?
It's being replaced.
You. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I see where you're going with this, and I appreciate this line of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
My counterpoint to this is not necessarily that overtakes equal great racing.
Agreed.
Because the number of DRS zone overtakes, it's super predictable. We know when it's going to happen. We know that the car's in range. They're just going to reel it in, and the overtake happens, and it is sterile. It is not exciting racing. So the number of overtakes does not equate to better racing.
Right.
Now, I do see that they're not mutually exclusive either. There is a correlation.
Yep.
But my suggestion is that I think we are going to see better overall racing, even if it doesn't result in an actual pass on track.
I like where your head's at, because I was thinking the same thing, which is the number of overtakes is large, but overtaking on the straight is not incredibly interesting. And
it's 90% of what happens in a race.
Right. But only in F1. When we think about all the other racing types, how do you pass? You pass in the corner. You can't pass on the straight. So you have to get into the corner and race like you've got to be close on the straight. You got to get into the corner and you got to beat him to the apex. So
or pass on the outside
less,
like we saw in Abu Dhabi
passes.
a couple of times,
Mm-hmm.
which was super exciting.
Yep. I just hope that we don't end up with just a horrible situation that we can't like engineer our way out of quickly, where like based on the types of cars that they're trying to build, that we end up where there's now just no passing, right? Like it already kind of feels like that now, and I don't want to see that happen.
I understand. I see this entire ground effects era coming to an end is a blessing. I don't think these cars are meant to race each other. They're meant to go fast around a track. They're meant to break lap records, but they're not meant to race each other.
Great qualifying, poor racing.
Qualifying's been amazing this year. It's been so good. I've loved qualifying more than the races this year, for sure. But I think this is just kind of the feeling that we all have. You know, this is really the first time that us as a team here are going into a new set of regulations as F1 fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we all kind of started in the 2020, 2021 era of like really getting into F1, but I don't think we were to the level of appreciation or understanding or just experience that we have now, right? As fans. So I think going into this, we all have the massive cans of the economy size cans of hope that Cadillac are selling us.
Thank you for sponsoring.
Yes, we are very hopeful that 2026 delivers in what they try to do, because I do remember back in 2022 when they were releasing this ground effects package, they were really promoting this is going to mean cars can follow closer to each other. There's going to be better racing. And for the first like 15 months of the regulations, it was decent. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it took less than a year, really, for teams to figure out how to make it bad for everyone else.
They solved
how to make
it again
it
by
good for them.
Giving dirty air off their car to the car behind them. Like, and as soon as that happened, it got bad. So
exactly.
Which is that going to become? Let me ask you a question. Will that be more or less difficult with it being the end of the ground effects era? This whole dirty air talk that we've had the past two seasons. Does that? does that now go away?
I'd like to believe that it goes back to where they were before the ground effect era, which was, the racing seemed, as you look at the overtakes, it was still more reliant on DRS. The racing seemed closer in my head. Again, I was just coming into being a fan of the sport, so it's hard for me to exactly judge. But at the time, all the engineers were saying that, we've got to do something because following too closely, the dirty air, blah, blah, blah. That's why we went to the ground effect, yet the ground effect made it worse. So, honestly, I almost want to just preach ignorance and just be like, I don't know what's going to happen with these new regulations, and we'll have to wait and see. But I hope it's better than this. How could it be worse? I mean, the racing just is kind of boring. So, yeah, you can have a lot of overtakes. It surprised me when I looked that statistic up. I really thought it would be the other way around, but having a lot of overtakes just doesn't make interesting racing. I mean, so what if you pass on the straight? Big deal. Unless you're doing something like Yugi and weaving down the straight and trying to push them off the track.
The whole battery pack boost thing, I think, is an interesting idea.
Yeah, I'm with Brady. You said something earlier, and I want to revisit it because I think it's a very important point. I don't want to engineer ourselves into a hole we can't get out of.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like during this ground effects era. It felt like there was not enough flexibility for us to change things. And I say us, I'm talking about like the governing body, to change things, to make improvements that would have been acceptable to the teams, because you would have had to make wholesale changes to the car to improve this. And so I'm glad that's out of the picture now. And so I hope that they've learned their lesson from that too, going into this next set of regulations, that as long as there's flexibility, as long as there's a way out, I need doors that are open that we can walk through if things don't go according to plan.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they didn't have that during this last 5 seasons.
I can tell you the one thing I wish they would do is I wish that they would make a change to their tire compounds that they pick for the races and push them more towards the softer side, and where they have to do more stops, but they're allowed then to push harder.
Or a bigger gap between compounds.
Yeah.
Or how about, I mean, I know it can't happen, but like there was a time, I've heard stories, my grandpappy told me that there was a time when there was more than one tire supplier in Formula One.
Yeah.
And you could choose if you wanted. Like, I know they can't do that overnight, but the idea would be like inject another variable, right?
I just want to see them not have to make the decision of like, okay, so I'm going to run softs for 3 laps, pit, and then go 65 laps on hards. Like that shouldn't be an option. And while I'm not a fan of what happened in Qatar last year or this year with like them pushing you to having to do a 2-stop, what was interesting, at least there, was the teams knew that they could just drive balls out, right? Knowing that like I've got to come in this lap. And I would so much rather see that, because that's going to make for better racing rather than this like, well, I'm just going to race conservative. Like, what's the point of racing if you're just going to putz around? Like your Formula
that's
One,
actually a pretty good
race hard.
That's a pretty good take of that I wasn't realizing. If it's 25 laps, that's what you get. Like, go. Everybody's got to do it. Done.
Well, I don't want them to do that all the time. I think that's a horrible way, because it takes all the strategy out of it. But there's ways that you can get the teams to do that without taking the strategy away. But the way you do that is that you say, well, last year we brought C 3, 4, 5. This year we're bringing 1, 2, 3, and you're just not going to be able to run 65 laps on tires.
Or
good luck.
1, 4, 5.
Yeah, like exactly. It's something, whatever it has to be. Yeah.
I would make the argument that the 2 worst races this season, and I'm not saying Qatar was bad, but it was all reliant on like you have these mandatory things that you have to do during the race. There was no you took away some teams' flexibility. McLaren thought they could manufacture their own flexibility, and we saw how that played out. It was Qatar and it was Monaco, where they made a mandatory 2-stop in Monaco. They didn't mandate when you had to come in, but they mandated a mandatory 2-stop. It was the worst. Monaco's bad in general, and it's going to continue to be bad until they put these guys in go-kart size cars. But it was especially bad this year.
Yeah.
And it was because of those, it was the tire compound. It wasn't necessarily tire compounds. It was just like strategy mandates. And I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
It should be mandatory no stops in Monaco. Just shorten the race, shorten the number of laps, but not allow a pit stop.
If you pit, you're out of the race.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just pit it right into the truck.
I actually like that. I like that better than a 1-stop or a 2-stop. I like that.
Because it becomes more like qualifying in a certain, like to Brady's point with the 25 laps, like put it on a compound that is going to last, let's call it 30 laps. Because what's Monaco? 43 or something like that. So do a 30. What? What? Uh-oh.
I got it.
Tom's got an idea.
got it.
All right, tell us,
got it.
Tom.
I got it. How to fix Monaco.
Don't race in Monaco.
No pit
Okay.
stops. I like this, John. I like
Okay.
this. No pit stops
Mm-hmm.
and no blue flags.
Ooh.
Just Lance Stroll just holding everybody up.
Okay. I'm not opposed to that.
Yep. We got it.
And like 30
I
laps.
have solved the problem.
No blue flags, no pit stops, 30 lap max.
Oh my God.
Oh man, this is
That
going
would
to
be
be
exciting.
amazing.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh, qualifying in Monaco is great. Love that.
Yeah.
I hope it still is. And I think that no matter what the regulation changes are, you're still going to have great qualifying. These are the best drivers, and it's going to be a whole brand new ball game next year. Are you now? We talked about like there's going to be an 11th team on the grid, which I'm very excited about, especially with being Cadillac, an American team. But there's also new-ish team, meaning Sauber goes away and it becomes Audi. So all new management, ownership, and direction there. And Alpine's getting out of the power unit game. So those are the three biggest changes from a team perspective happening on the grid. Which one moves the needle for you more?
I'm going to go with Cadillac because they're the most unknown. So there's like that hope, right? The Cadillac hope. We don't really know what to expect. They could be anywhere from trash to amazing. Who knows? But you're in it for the long haul. They're putting a lot of money into it, so they're here to try. And that's I kind of feel the same way about Audi. You're not buying into a team if you're not gonna try. What sucks for me with Alpine isn't necessarily they're just dropping the power plant. I mean, there's a lot of teams that don't build their own power plant, but there's nothing that you can convince me of that they're doing that is like that makes me seem like they're really trying that much harder. I'm sure they are, but like you can't say that, hey, we used to build this and now we're not. That looks like you're quitting. I'm just from an optics standpoint versus Cadillac's putting money into it. They're trying. Audi's buying into this. Alpine just looks like they're going in the other direction.
Does it?
Maybe it'll work out for them. I don't know that, but like it doesn't look awesome.
I don't know about that because if Renault is not making a good F1 engine and you want to be competitive, go find one that is. Honda's making a fantastic power unit. Merc is known for their power unit and a ton of teams use it on the grid.
Yep.
Like if you want to be competitive and you can't figure it out, go find something that is.
Not
I
saying
think
that it's
can
not
go
the right
either
move.
way.
Just saying that it's not making me thrill. Like, you know, the optics. It's not making me excited. You know what I mean? This is not based on anything based on logic. This is just based on feelings about how excited I am for the next year. It doesn't make me excited to see a team feel like they're quitting.
Cadillac is exciting though. You've got Checo and Valtteri, an American team, which I know Haas is kind of an American team, but to me, like this is the American team now.
Haas is an American owned, company, but Cadillac is an American car brand.
Yeah. And they're doing
There's
everything
a big
here,
difference,
right? I mean, they're doing as much as they can here. Like basically, Haas is an Italian team. They do everything in Italy.
They're in
They just
Ferrari's
own America.
backyard.
Yep, but that's not Cadillac. So I'm excited.
I just
I'm
hope we
with you.
don't suck. Like
They're
I
going
know
to
we're
suck
not
the
going to
first
be
year, probably
great, right? It's probably not going to be that good. But here's what I will say that at least the playing field is somewhat even because of the regulation change. We're not coming in the middle of regulation where everybody else has it figured out and we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm already calling us we, but I have to. We're American.
Yeah.
At least everybody's coming in with the same brand new set of regulations that they have to figure out. I just hope that they have the right people on their team to figure it out quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have two drivers too that like you didn't have to go get rookies, right? You're not putting two rookies in a car that can be maybe unwieldy. You've got two veterans.
That'll give you fantastic feedback.
Right. So I just don't expect them, like you can't look at Valtteri and Checo and be like, that's the problem with the car or that's the problem with the team or whatever. They're going to extract what they can out of that and they're going to learn a lot. Whether they'll be good or not is really down to just how good the car is going to be. And I don't expect them to be good. And I don't even really have a ton of hope for them right now, but that's not the point. Like it's going to take a while. I think if I remember correctly, they did an interview. And I don't remember if it was the team principal or if it was maybe the CEO, Cadillac, whatever. Basically saying, yeah, we're not expecting to be competitive, until like 2030. But in 2030, I expect to be competitive. And they know. They know
That's
it's going to take a
realistic
while to build up
timeline.
there. Yeah.
Well, you're right. Everybody's on the same playing field, entering a new set of regulations, and that will be exciting regardless. There is a chance that really anyone can have it figured out. There's a chance that half the teams have it figured out and half doesn't. It's so
you're
much
telling
to
me that Ferrari could win next year?
No.
Oh, all right. Damn it.
As the most recent Triple Crown victor of SHW, lean on my expertise. There is zero chance Ferrari wins the constructor next year.
Well, if history is anything to indicate, then your fall from grace next year will be just like mine was this year. And so we can't put a whole lot of stock into what you're saying.
This is true. This is
Oh,
true.
boy. Well, it's been a very fun season. You guys want a little tiny bit of trivia to wrap us up here?
Of course.
I want
Sure.
to congratulate you.
Mm-hmm.
This season recap episode
Okay.
is the 90th episode of SHW.
Ooh.
We're
I
10
like
away from the magic century mark. And so at the rate we've been recording, we would probably get this by the summer break next year.
Nice. I mean, it's just that we're only 6 months away.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
we don't do it every week, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
At the rate we're going.
Hold on, before
go
we depart with the remaining trivia, we have yet to do what you promised us at the very beginning of the episode, sir.
I almost forgot again.
Who is
the dude of the year?
the dude of the year?
dude.
Now we could
This
be
is-
strategic
this
about
is
this
big.
and just look back to see who's been awarded the most through
No.
the episodes, but I don't think
No.
that's near as fun as everyone just giving their own opinion.
That's like saying the fan vote for driver of the day should mean that whoever won that the most should be driver of the year. You can't do that.
I thought that's how that
I'm with
works.
you. Well,
All right.
All
who
right.
do you think, Thomas?
Who
Who is
do
your
I
dude?
think?
Yeah. You never start us since you're always kind of leading the way. So
Are,
I would
hold
love to
on.
hear you go first.
Are we doing anybody dude or rookie dude?
This is the rookie
We're doing rookie
duty
dude. Okay.
of the year.
Let's stay true to what we've been doing all year. Next
Okay.
year we'll probably have to rework this to be just the dude.
Yeah.
Unless we just come up with something else. Who knows? We could have another award that we're giving out that has nothing to
Gosh.
do with dudes.
I have a really hard time with this one. There's there are so many deserving.
And when's the next time that we're going to have 6 dudes on the
Yeah.
on the grid?
My
right?
gut-
This is hard.
So my initial gut reaction when this was brought up was that I want to give it to Hajar. Just based on where he started the season, the expectations, the fact that we didn't really know a whole lot about him, and he kind of set the whole world on fire, and I really have enjoyed watching it. If I'm staying true to like the true meaning of the award and who was the dude of the year, in a very close second, I think I have to put Liam Lawson there. And I know this is kind of out in left field to bring Lawson into this conversation. He didn't win many awards along the way.
Mm-hmm.
He got demoted after 2 races. Had a lot of ups and downs this season. High highs and low lows.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do nearly as well as his teammate, but he also didn't throw in the towel. He didn't get overly discouraged. He said, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm supposed to be. I'm going to make the most of it right now. And it was freaking hard. It was really hard for him.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like or agree with him all the time or anything like that. Most of the time, I think it's a little off-putting. But in terms of being a dude, it kind of fits.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
officially Hajar.
But you've made a case.
But both drivers in the Racing Bull team have a gold star for this year in the Dude Award in my category.
My initial thought is Kimi, but that's because he's the best, and the Dude isn't who the best is. And so Kimi gets an honorable mention because I think he's the best rookie overall. The points say that and how he's finished.
He was put in the best, most favorable position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also
had the greatest opportunity and took advantage of it.
And he did well with the opportunity given. He didn't blow it.
Yeah.
A close, I would say that's an honorable mention. Another honorable mention is Fernando Alonso. I think we should bring him up.
What do you
100%.
Sure.
Yes, 100%.
But
got a long career ahead of him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be here for a while.
A real bright future on that kid.
But
who I believe I'm just slightly older than him.
He's 42 or 43.
Like months or days older than Fernando Alonso. Anyways, go ahead.
Hadjar for me, especially after talking earlier with how he did his first race and out on the outlap and got a podium this year and has just grinded through. It seems like he's taken advantage of every opportunity given to him with what's been given to him. And he's made some really bold moves. And there's multiple races this year where you've seen him battling the likes of Max Verstappen, George, Lando. Like, I think when I think Dude, I think Hadjar.
I like it.
Brady, that leaves you
Yep.
for your thoughts on the
So
Dude of the Year.
My first reaction, the joke one, was Hulkenberg as the rookie on the podium, right? Which, in all, like, joking aside, he deserved more when he was up there and should have been celebrated more for how long it's been for him to get that podium. That was a long time coming. So to me, that was
Thanks
like
a
the
lot,
best
McLaren,
moment of the year.
For walking away and leaving him.
Exactly. And then I'm like, I'm trying to think of, Tom, I was going through the same sort of thing you were, like, which person do I really feel like has to win this award? And it sounds super cliche, but can we just split it 6 ways? There's no rules for how we split up this Dude. Every single driver has gone through some sort of, thing this year with it. So Kimi started off strong, then he struggled, he came back. Ollie's been relatively consistent the whole time. Isaac started off really low, finished really high. Liam started with, getting punted and then had to finish out really strong. Just about the only argument for, hasn't really been there is Colapinto all year. So, and Jack, sorry. We
Is he
not
still
out
here?
here.
Don't forget, Jack.
But I think there's an argument for every single one of them. So I'm happy to split it 6 ways.
We've only had a 2-way duty before.
Yeah.
You can't.
Can we have
you
a
can't
6-way
do
duty?
6-way duties.
I told you there's
can't
no
even get
rules
your heart
here.
rate up in 3 duties. Like 2 duties max. You can't do 7-minute abs. You can't do that.
All right. If you have to make me pick, you twisted my arm. I'm gonna go with Hadjar. I think Hadjar was the most Dude of the dudes this year.
Everybody was a dude,
Everybody was a dude.
but he was the dude of the dudes.
He was the dudes. Yeah. He was the king of the dudes. He had the white Russian.
Man, congratulations, Isaac. Dude of the Year is not a small award.
It's a big dude.
We take a lot of pride in this. This is the first, as the inaugural winner of the SHW Dude of the
that's
Year.
Right.
Yeah.
This is hallowed ground.
And hey, can we? I'll be the first to admit this. The first dude ever in SHW history is a
French descent.
Yeah.
Is a Frenchman.
Yes. John, are you feeling okay? You look a little flushed.
I am not too big to swallow my pride and give props where props are due, even if they're French.
As Michael Scott once said, it takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, and I am that big man. Well, that'll do it for us here at SHW for our 2025 season recap. This is our last episode of the year, our 90th episode overall. Thanks for gutting through it with us. Guys, it's been a ton of fun spending the year talking about F1 with you. I really look forward to doing it again next year. No promises when the next episode will be out because it's the holidays.
Yeah.
You never know.
We get an off-season too.
Wild card. It's all right. Well, John, I'm sure I'll see you soon. Brady, I don't know when the next time I'll see you will be, but it's been a pleasure.
Happy holidays.
Yes. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We rolled through this episode with no break either. Ooh. Oof. Yeah. This was a tough
big
one.
meal. Take it all in.
That's right. Pace yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's been a great year. Hopefully we have a better year of F1 next year, but this one did not disappoint. So until then, thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you next time. That was beefy. It was a meaty night of talk.
Yeah.
Welcome to Arby's. I don't like going
we have
on
the
there.
meats.
Yeah.